Gather close, wanderers, and listen well. For this is the forgotten tale of the fox who bargained with the moon itself.
There are stories whispered by forests long after humans leave them. Stories carried in the hush of leaves, in the slow turning of seasons, in the soft padded steps of creatures that survive by silence and wit. And tonight, I will tell you one of those stories. A tale of a fox, the moon, and a deal that changed the fate of night itself. It begins in an age when animals still held conversations with the sky, when shadows were alive, and when the moon was far closer to the earth. Close enough that her light tasted warm on the tongue and her glow could be felt like breath on the skin. In those ancient nights, the moon was not a distant sphere of stone. She was a presence, a mind, a watcher of all things that moved below her. The fox who loved the night. Deep in the heart of a sprawling forest lived a small red fox named Sorrel. She was young, clever, and always curious. Too curious, perhaps, for a world guided by rules and dangers. Sorrel loved the night more than any other creature. While others slept or hid, she wandered. She whispered to fireflies, traced constellations through branches, and memorized the glow patterns on the backs of nocturnal moths. Night was her playground, her companion, her secret. But most of all, Sorrel loved the moon. She admired how the moon followed her from treetops to riverbanks like a loyal friend. She loved how moonlight turned her red fur silver, how shadows wrapped themselves around her paws like soft silk. Sorrel believed the moon watched over her, as if the sky itself cared for a single fox. And, in a way, the moon did. A moon growing dim. One night, Sorrel noticed something strange. The moon, round and proud in the sky, seemed tired. Her light flickered like a candle in a draft. Her beams no longer reached the deep parts of the forest. Owls complained that hunting had become harder. Deer stumbled in the dark. Rivers lost their shimmer. Even Sorrel, usually fearless, felt uneasy walking under such faint light. "What's happening to you?" Sorrel whispered to the sky. The moon did not answer, but her silence felt heavy. Night after night, the light grew dimmer, until the stars outshone the moon entirely. Finally, on a night when the moon appeared only as a thin, trembling sliver, Sorrel made a decision few creatures would ever dare. She would speak to the moon directly. The climb to the sky bridge. In the far northern corner of the forest was a place most animals avoided, the Sky Bridge Peak. It was a jagged mountain whose summit touched the misty hem of the heavens. It was said that only on nights when the moon was awake could one cross into her presence from that very peak. Sorrel had heard those stories since childhood and believed them completely. So she ran, through brambles that tore her fur, across streams that numbed her paws, up steep slopes where each breath felt like swallowing fire. But she didn't stop, because the night she loved was dying, and the moon was fading. By dawn, she reached the base of the sky bridge. By the next twilight, she reached its summit. Up there, the air felt thinner, colder, and eerily still. The world below was a painting of dark greens and soft blues. And above her, closer than ever, hovered the moon, weak, pale, trembling like a sickly lantern. Sorrel tilted her head upward. "Moon," she called softly, "I came because you're fading, but I will not leave until you speak to me." Her small voice echoed into the sky. And then, the moon answered. The moon speaks. A gentle glow washed over the summit as the moon exhaled a soft beam of light. "Little fox," the moon whispered, her voice ancient and tired. "I have watched you wander the night with such joy. Why risk this climb?" "Because the night needs you," Sorrel replied. "And I need you too. But even watchers grow lonely." There was silence, deep, sad silence. Finally, the moon confessed. "I am fading because the world below me has turned greedy. Humans gather my pieces. They carve my glow into stones. They take and take and take, and every shard stolen weakens me." Sorrel had seen humans collect shiny objects, but she'd never imagined they could steal moonlight itself. "Why don't you stop them?" Sorrel asked. The moon smiled weakly. "Because I am not a goddess, little one. I am only a light, a keeper of tides, a watcher of dreams. I can only shine. I cannot fight." Sorrel sat down, thinking hard. Her whiskers twitched with determination. "Then let me negotiate for you. The impossible journey." The moon laughed softly, a sound like wind brushing over snow. "A fox negotiating with humans? Impossible. But Sorrel stood tall, silver fur glowing under the fading moon. "If there's no one else to try," she said, "then I will." Moved by her courage, the moon lowered a beam of pale light, forming a shimmering pathway descending into the world of humans. "Follow this path," the moon instructed. "It will lead you to the one who began taking my light, a human queen who collects rare beauty. Convince her to return what she has taken, or I will disappear forever." The thought of a night without the moon chilled Sorrel deeper than winter. So she stepped onto the moonlit path, beginning a journey that no creature had attempted before. The Queen of Mirrors. The path led Sorrel to a massive palace of glass and mirrors, reflecting the moon's stolen light. Each tower shimmered with pale glow, each window glinted like frozen stars. Inside lived the Queen of Mirrors, a woman obsessed with beauty, who believed moonlight contained eternal youth. Sorrel slipped inside the palace through cracks and shadows until she reached the throne room, where moonstones hung from every wall. The queen sat on a high throne, surrounded by shimmering trophies of stolen light. Sorrel stepped forward confidently. "I need to speak to you," she said. The queen blinked in surprise. "A talking fox. I need the moonstones you stole." The queen's laughter rang sharp as icicles. "They're mine now. Why should I give them back?" Sorrel's heart raced, but her voice remained steady. "Because the moon is dying. Without her, the nights will become dangerous. The tides will lose their rhythm. Dreams will go dark, and no mirror in this palace will ever shine the same again." The queen hesitated. Sorrel took a step closer. "Beauty is nothing," she said gently, "if the world around it dies." The negotiation. The queen rose, her gown shimmering like a waterfall of glass. "What do you offer in return?" she demanded. Sorrel swallowed hard. She had nothing. No jewels, no power, no promises worth anything to a queen. Except one. "My stories," Sorrel said. "I will come to your palace every night and tell you a story no human has ever heard. Stories of the forest, of fireflies and owls, of rivers that remember their first rain. I will give you beauty you cannot steal, beauty you must listen to." The queen stared at her. Then slowly she nodded. "Agreed." And with a wave of her hand, the moonstones unhooked themselves from the walls and floated towards Sorrel, glowing brighter than ever. The moon restored. Sorrel carried the moonstones back to the Skybridge peak, her paws blistered and her body trembling with exhaustion. She placed the stones upon the ground and stepped back. The moon inhaled. Her light surged, and the stones dissolved into rivers of silver, returning home. Light flooded the forest. The tides flowed with strength. Night became whole again. "Little fox," the moon whispered, "you have done what no creature dared. What gift would you ask in return?" Sorrel bowed her head. "Just one thing. Let me keep my love of the night." The moon smiled, brighter than ever. "It is already yours. What the night remembers." From that day on, every full moon cast a beam of silver especially bright over the forest, a reminder of the fox who saved the night. Sorrel visited the queen every evening, telling a new story until dawn. The queen listened. The moon shone, and peace returned to the world. Animals still tell the tale around campfires and riversides, of the fox who negotiated with the moon, the fox who saved the night, and the night that never forgot her. And if you ever walk beneath a full moon and see a lone fox silhouette glowing silver against the trees, know this: the moon is still watching her, still grateful, still listening. Thank you for making time to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it just as I did. Please subscribe to the channel and press the like button for more. See you in our next video. Bye.